reproduction, and next chapter what we are going to discuss is reproductive health. Yeah, so in that today we are going to discuss the topics reproductive health, strategies and problems, population explosion, birth control, and what are the contraceptive methods available. Nandini?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Yes, so what do you mean by this reproductive health? Why it is needed for a society? So according to World Health Organization, reproductive health means total well-being of all persons in that society matters. So in all aspects, not only that is in reproduction alone, both physical, emotional, behavioral, and social health is very much important. So altogether, that makes a healthy society and especially reproductively healthy society. So what is the significance of reproductive health? So if we are creating some awareness, that leads to produce reproductively healthy society. And again, it provides awareness to live a healthy reproductive life, and it creates awareness in fertility regulating methods. And again, it protects against RTI, and again, that is reproductive tract infections, okay, diseases. And again, helps in family planning. So because it was a big challenge for the government to create awareness among people, because they were having their own myths and beliefs. Okay, so to change the mind of people, government took great effort, and it was almost a success project of government. Okay, so again, that is what are the problems existing in this reproductive region, reproductive area. Means, for example, just in 25 years back, Nandini, totally this is theory part, you know that, okay, there are no concepts, just you have to read each and every line of NCERT. Okay, so I'm going to give important information today. What I can explain in detail is contraceptive methods. What are the difference between different contraceptive age present? Okay, so here, if you take 20-25 years before, or else 50 years before and all, early marriages were very usual. And again, even now also in some states of India, early marriages, even before puberty, they are doing. Okay, so due to that, that is in childhood itself, when a child is getting married, that child is not having that much awareness about childbirth. And after birth, after giving childbirth also, child care is very much important. So those children, those who got early marriages, they were not aware of all these hygienic measures which they have to follow. Okay, and again, immediately, that is at the age of 15 or 16 itself, they are becoming pregnant and giving birth, and from that age continuously they are giving birth to many children. So because of that, population explosion happened. That was a big problem. Okay, yeah. So here, so to prevent that, India initiated reproductive health programs, that is family planning. Question you may get. In the year 1951. In the year 1951, India initiated this reproductive health programs and family planning methods. But people in those days, they are not accepting whatever the government rules were imposed, because they were having some belief. And again, that is wider reproduction related areas are in operation under RCH. So RCH expansion is important, reproductive child health care. So now RCH centers are available in nook and corner of India. That organization is carrying out all the health protection measures, everything in rural regions also. Okay, so what are the problems comes under this reproductive health? So due to early marriage, as I discussed, those children, they are not aware of reproductive hygiene. Okay, and again, due to that, personal hygiene was also not there. And again, maternal mortality rate, infantile mortality rate, population growth. So these are the major problems. Okay, and again, we have to rectify this by creating some strategies. Yeah, so first, what are all the strategies we have to follow? We have to give awareness about reproduction related aspects, and what are all the diseases can be spreaded, in what way the diseases are getting spreaded. Everything should reach the people. Okay, and again, that is, if you take 50 years before, they were not learning about this reproductive system in their curriculum, but nowadays you are learning and you are very much aware of this reproductive health, everything in this age itself. So that is very much helpful to have a reproductively healthy society. And again, it is very much important to educate people about birth control. So this birth control is very much needed because for controlling population growth. And again, what will be the consequences of population growth, that we know already. Even now in Sri Lanka, they are facing so much of problem. Even they are not getting day-to-day life, whatever the needs, they are not able to fulfill. Okay, and again, care of pregnant mothers, how to care the pregnant mothers. So if you take in childhood, they are getting pregnant, they'll be playful and they don't know the importance of pregnancy. And again, the ability to take the amount of food, what they are eating is not sufficient. Okay, when they are carrying a child, because when they are carrying a child, automatically all the nutrient supply should be increased, but their ability to take in the diet is very much less. Okay, and again, they don't know the importance of eating good food, everything. Okay, and again, post-natal care, that is after giving birth, again, they are not having that much level of maturity to take care of a child. And again, importance of breastfeeding, each and every mother should know, and equal opportunities for male and female child, because female feticide is common. Okay, now it was reduced, it was common in India. So all these informations should reach people. So nowadays there are so many channels available, but if you take 40 years, 30 years, 40 years before, only one government channel, TV channel was there. So that was very much helpful for the government to make the people, that is all the informations, what the government is trying to make the people understand. That was easy because all will be watching only one channel, not like today. Okay, and that was also very much helpful for the government. And again, awareness of problems due to population explosion. As I told, due to population explosion, automatically the competitions among that species will be there, human. Okay, so when they are fulfilling the need, that won't be a problem. But when the need is becoming greed, automatically they used to earn more. For that, they will go to any extreme. So because of that, they are what to say, they are again exploiting nature also. And social evils like sex abuse and sex related crimes, again, just 30-35 years and all, if sex abuse was happened, means that is the family itself, they used to hide, they won't bring that news out. Okay, so that was very comfortable for the criminal, those who are involving in that sex abuse, they were continuing. But nowadays it is not like that. So these are the strategies, that is what are all the awareness to be created among people by the government. And again, what are the aims and needs of sex education in schools? So to provide right information about sex related aspects, it helps to avoid sex related myths and misconceptions. Okay, and for that reason, sex education was introduced in school to give proper information about reproductive organs. So how it is working, and again, how the pregnancy can be prevented, and thereby how we can control the population growth. Okay, everything you are learning now itself. Okay, and again, adolescence and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases. What are all the diseases? How the STDs are getting transmitted from one person to another. Okay, and AIDS, etc. Yeah. So these are the basic informations. You please read the content which is given in NCERT. And again, population explosion and birth control. So here the data is very much important. So in 1900, world population was around 2 billion. And in 2000, it reached 6 billion. So almost in a century, in 100 years, 3 times it got increased. It got increased 3 times. And again, at the same time, if you compare the Indian population, it was nearly 350 million at the time of independence, 1947. It reached 1 billion. Again, this is also almost 3 times. By 2000, this is just in 50 years. Okay, and now in 2011, it crossed about 1.2 billion. So this data, you can expect questions. So in 1900, 2 billion world population, and 2000, 6 billion. India, 350 million at the time of independence, that is 1950, you can say. In 50 years, it reached 1 billion, and in 2011, it crossed 1.2 billion. Okay, 120 crores. And again, it means every 6th person in the world is Indian. So according to 2011 census report, our population growth rate was less than 2%. That is 20 per 1,000 per year. So this data also very much important. You can expect questions. Okay, that is growth rate was less than 2%. And again, that is 20 per 1,000 per year. A rate at which our population could increase very rapidly. So in this growth rate, if it is continued like this, we can't imagine. Definitely all the materials what we are in need of for day-to-day life will face scarcity. Okay, and again, what are the reasons for population explosion? So why there is an increase in population? So first thing, again, this one, it is very much important. Increase in number of people in reproducible age, and no awareness about reproduction. Okay, so again, protection from natural calamities, because nowadays we can easily predict storms, even earthquakes, that is storms and other excessive rains, you can say, drought climate, everything we can predict, and we can protect the population. Okay, so in earlier days it was not like that, but now all the protective measures are, for example, if some depression is formed at sea level, they are predicting, geographical specialists, they are predicting and they are warning the people, okay, so that the protection from natural calamities decreases the death rate, and rapid decline in death rate, maternal mortality rate, and infantile mortality rate due to the increased facilities, medical facilities available now, and increases health facilities normally. This is for MMR and IMR. So in olden days, if you see, that is in all villages, one old lady will be there. She used to take care of all the postulation, delivery, childbirth process, and that is, they were not that much aware of all the complications. So many infantile mortality and maternal mortality was there. But nowadays, all the facilities are there, trained doctors are there, and because of that, the MMR and IMR got reduced. And again, this is for regarding reproduction. And apart from that, for all disorders, we have invented, that is diagnosis techniques, all the health facilities like diagnosis. So for diagnosis, again, how to find out? There are so many instruments available now. Even daily new technologies are being released. Okay, and again, apart from that, even after diagnosis, we can treat. So treatment procedures also are getting improved day by day. So all because of these reasons, the population explosion is possible. Okay, and what are the major impacts of population explosion? Major reason is scarcity. Okay, scarcity of basic requirements like food, shelter, clothing, everything. Okay, and we discussed about the RCH, right? Yeah, reproductive and child health care. So it was introduced in India in 1997. Okay. Yeah, so how we can control this population explosion problem? Okay, so that is, we have to motivate the persons, those who are in reproductive age, to have smaller families. So to have the smaller families, definitely the government should have some measures to control the population. Okay, so for that, government introduced these contraceptive methods. And even then, in olden days, people were believed like that is the children, they are the gift given by God. We should not prevent it. It is happening naturally. So such kind of myths were there. So to break those myths among people, government took so much of effort and it got succeeded. Okay, so that is awareness about the government created awareness among people by this slogan, "Hum do hamara do," that is we do ours too. And the government, that is, if you see 35 years before, all vehicles and in all places the slogan you can see anywhere. Okay, and again many couples have adapted one child norm also. So now again they are saying we are children. Why do we need child? So that slogan is also there. And again, before 1978, there was no age limit for getting married. But government imposed law that it is very much compulsory, mandatory for female to get married at 18 years and male at 21 years in the year 1978. Okay, and now last year government declared that female marriageable age is also 21. Okay, so because of this, that is at 21 years or above that, female and male, they'll be having some maturity and they'll be having some understanding. So because of that, so many health problems can be avoided and so many unnecessary births, childbirth can be avoided. Yeah. So that's all about the population explosion and birth control. And here the data are available. You should be thorough with that. Okay, world population and India population. And again, in 1978, Marriageable Age Act was proposed, and in 2021 also it was changed. And again, last topic, that is contraceptive methods. So what do you mean by this contraception? Any idea? Nandini?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what do you mean by contraception?
Don't know, ma'am.
Yeah, see, contraception means that is by using some methods we can prevent pregnancies, are used for the prevention of pregnancies. Okay, so this is very important. This topic in this chapter, this is very much important. You can expect matching type questions. Okay, and again fill-ups also. So here the properties of an ideal contraceptives. So contraceptives means there are so many methods available. So what are the basic qualities? Basic qualities or properties of ideal contraceptives? They should be user friendly. Okay, those who are using these contraceptives, that should be user friendly and people can easily get in the market, and it should be effective. It should not again lead to pregnancy. It should be effective and it should be reversible. For example, if I'm having only one child and I'm following some of the contraceptive methods, and again later some problems have happened for that, health issues or something happened and I lost my baby, and again I wish to have one more child, means I should have that is reversible mode of this contraceptive methods. That is very much important here. Or that is no or least side effects. Side effects should not be there because we are going to use some chemicals also. So that should not lead to any side effects. And again, it should not interfere with sexual drive, desire, and sexual act. Okay, it should not interfere, like usual regular sexual activity should not be disturbed in both male and female. So these are the major qualities of ideal contraceptives: user friendly, easily available, effective, reversible, and that is it should not have side effects, and it should not interfere with sexual drive. So how they will give means all this they will give, and it should interfere. They will take this not. You have to find out the incorrect option. Okay, so it should not interfere with the regular sexual activities of both male and female. Let us see what are the regular contraceptive methods. Okay, so there are natural or traditional methods. So here we are not going to apply any external modes. Second is barriers. Third is intrauterine devices, that is IUDs. Fourth is oral contraceptives. Fifth is injectables. Sixth is surgical method, which is called as sterilization. In that, two possible methods are available: vasectomy and tubectomy. Okay, so let us see one by one. So what are these natural or traditional methods? How naturally we can prevent pregnancy? Okay, that is avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. That is avoiding fertilization. So how we can avoid fertilization? We very well know that the mechanism, everything we know now. That is, ovum will be waiting for fertilization for how many days? Only 2 days. Only 2 days. So in those days, if copulation is not happening, if the persons are not involving in sex, automatically the pregnancy will be stopped. Okay, that is one method. That is called as periodic abstinence. Periodic abstinence means that is ovulation. When the ovulation is happening, Nandini? At what day?
14.
Yeah, ovulation is happening at 14th day. Okay, so bleeding, menstrual phase?
1 to 5 days.
Yeah, 1 to 5 days. Okay, so from 6th day to 13th day, there won't be any disturbance. But sometimes 13th day also it may happen. So doctors advise to have sex between 6th day, that is after bleeding, 6th to 10th day. Okay, can have sex. Again, if you take from 11th to 17th, it is critical. From 11th to 17th day, do not. Because that is the ovulation, it may happen 13th day also, or else 15th day also. If it is happening on 15th day, it will be waiting for 2 more days. Got it? So from 11th to 17th day, copulation, that is coitus, should be avoided. That is called as periodic abstinence. This we are doing naturally. Got it? Clear, Nandini?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So second, what do you mean by this coitus interruptus? So during copulation, that is at the time of ejaculation, okay, that is semen taken out, that is not released to female body, not released to female body. So that is called as coitus interruptus. What do you mean by coitus? That is copulation. So at the end of coitus, the ejaculation of the semen will happen. So at the end of the time, the male will be knowing when it is going to get ejaculated. So at that time, they will withdraw the penis out of the female reproductive system and the semen will be released out. Got it? This is called as coitus interruptus. Okay, but again, one more thing is lactational amenorrhea. So lactational amenorrhea means after parturition, lactation period will be there. That is feeding period. During those times, during those days, menstrual cycle won't happen, ovulation won't happen. Okay, this is for 6 months, almost this is for 6 months. But it is not compulsory for all the female to have these 6 months lactational amenorrhea period. Some of the female, they'll be getting menstrual cycle the next month immediately after parturition also. Okay, but those who are not getting menstrual cycle, they can have free sex during those days of lactation. But again, we cannot predict whether the menstrual cycle will be starting on 3rd month or 4th month or 5th month. Anything may happen. So again, if you take this natural or traditional methods, 100% efficiency, 100%, we cannot believe, no 100% effective. Because in this periodic abstinence of like 10th to 17th day, you can take, that is calculation is very much important. If the female is missing calculating the menstrual days, like 1 to 5 days, if miscalculation is happening, that leads to pregnancy. And coitus interruptus, even if small amount during ejaculation, if small amount is released into the female body and remaining ejaculated means, that also leads to pregnancy. And again, in lactational amenorrhea, as I explained, like in 3rd month, the late, that is the female will be expecting like we are not getting menstrual phase, so our ovulation is not happening. But when it is starting, we don't know. So these 3 are the natural or traditional methods we can follow, but without 100% effectiveness. Clear, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See, periodic abstinence, avoid coitus. This you can expect. And again, here, how they will ask means, that is periodic abstinence period. If a female is having 33 days of cycle, 33 days cycle. So when the periodic abstinence to be followed, tell me. Yesterday for ovulation, I explained, right? Nandini?
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
getting, yeah, are you getting my question?
Once again, repeat, ma'am.
See, if the cycle is for 28 days, menstrual cycle is for 28 days means this should be followed. This should be followed. If the menstrual cycle is happening for 33 days, what will be the periodic abstinence period to be followed? Question they will ask like this.
15 to 22.
Yeah, very good. So how many days? 5 days. So 15 to 22 days. So like this, they will ask questions in this. And coitus interruptus, withdraw of penis from the vagina just before ejaculation to avoid insemination. Okay, that is called as coitus interruptus. Lactational amenorrhea. It is the absence of menstrual cycle and ovulation due to intense lactation after parturition. So full breastfeeding increases lactation. And again, this method helps to prevent conception. That is pregnancy. Conception means again pregnancy. So this is effective up to maximum 6 months following postulation. And again, these three methods of natural way of contraception, this has no side effects, but chances of failure are high. So question how they will ask. So what are the methods among contraceptive methods followed? Which one is having no side effects with chances of high chances of failure? So that is natural or traditional methods. Yeah. Second type, that is barriers. So barriers, again, they prevent the physical meeting of sperm and ovum. Sperm and ovum, that is fertilization. So what are barriers means? They will make a huddle. They will make a, what to say, block. They will block the movement of sperm, because the egg, where it is waiting, in the fallopian tube. So the sperm, it should enter into the vagina, and again it should enter into the cervix, uterus, isthmus region, and after that only it will reach the ampulla. So these barrier methods that won't allow to reach the sperm into the uterus itself. Okay, so what are these barriers? Condoms, diaphragms, cervical cups, and walls. Cervical caps or cups and walls. So let us see one by one. First, condoms. So here, that is when the contraceptive methods were introduced in India, fully they were advertising in the TVs. Okay, and again, condoms, what do you mean by condoms? Means they are made up of rubber and latex sheet. Okay, and again, for both male and female, condoms are available. So these condoms of male, they cover the penis, and again, condom of female, that covers the vagina. Okay, and again, if you take, that is example for male condom is Nerod, and example for female condom is, so this is extra point, Fem Shield. Okay, so just it is not needed to wear all the time this Nerod. So whenever before coitus, whenever the persons are sexually active, so before coitus they have to wear this, so that in male the ejaculated semen will be collected in that rubber sheet. So how it will be? It will be like this. Okay, so again, all the semens will be collected at the edge of the condom, so it won't reach, that is sperm won't reach uterus itself. Okay, and condoms are used just before coitus. They prevent the entry of semen into female reproductive system. Got it? Yeah, so that's all about condoms. So why condoms are very popular means this also protects the diseases, sexually transmitted diseases and AIDS. And again, it is easily disposable and user friendly also. Okay, and there is no need of any medical practitioners. So just before coitus, they can themselves, they can just like wearing a shirt or dress, they can easily wear it and involve in coitus. Okay, and it can be self-inserted. That's what I explained now, and thereby give privacy to the users. So next things, diaphragms, cervical caps, walls. So what are, that is this diaphragms, if you see, they are also made up of rubber and are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. So condoms are available for both male and female, but all these diaphragms, cervical caps and walls, they are for only female. They are for only female. So if you take this cervical, the name itself indicates that the cervical cap, it covers the cervix region. And again, they are reusable. They can wash and again they can reuse it. Okay, and all these are same only. That is cervical cup or cap will be like this. Cap will be like, that is menstrual cup, you might have heard. Again, that is we can insert into our cervical region, and all the blood which during menstrual phase will be collected in that cup, and we can again wash it and again reuse it like that. Here also cervical cups and walls, they can be reused. Okay, and apart from that, that is, even though if they are using these diaphragms, cervical caps, walls, and condoms, if female, they are using some spermicidal creams, jellies, foams, okay, and some spongy material is also available. Okay, so these again, these are having spermicidal, means they can kill agents that kill, agents killing sperms are called as spermicidal agents. So the creams and jellies, they have the spermicidal agents. Okay, and that is mostly where these jellies and creams are to be applied, means in vagina. So before copulation, this spermicidal creams, female, they used to apply on vagina. Okay, so examples I can give for this. For cream, for cream, again, example, Delphin is available in market. And jelly, if you take Perceptin, okay, and again, even foam tablets are available. Just a tablet, if you keep in the vagina, it will form foam, and that will prevent the entry of sperm into the uterus. Okay, and yeah, so these are examples. And again, what are the content of this spermicidal creams? If you take, that is spermicidal agents, so this you may expect question. So lactate, borate, boric acid, citric acid, zinc sulfate, potassium permanganate. So these are the substances which have spermicidal activity, because sperm is viable only at particular pH, that is almost alkaline. So if we introduce acids like lactate, borate, and citric acid, that will interfere with the viability of the sperm. So they will die. They cannot withstand the acidic pH. And again, the zinc sulfate and potassium permanganate salts also kill the sperms. So these are the agents which are present in these spermicidal creams, jellies, foams, etc. Okay, yeah, that's all about barriers. So barriers, you have to remember condoms, diaphragms, cervical cups, walls, spermicidal creams, jellies, foams, and sponge-like substances. Yeah, third type is intrauterine devices. So whatever we discussed for barrier method also, there is no need of medical practitioners. Individual, they can use themselves. Okay, and again, intrauterine devices, what do you mean by IUDs? So these IUDs, again, question you may expect, what are all the contraceptive methods which require the presence of medical practitioners. So till this natural or traditional methods and barrier methods, no need of medical practitioners. But here, intrauterine devices, for the insertion of this intrauterine devices, it must be introduced by doctors only or nurses. Okay, so where this intrauterine devices are inserted. So we know the structure of uterus. Okay, so again, this is the cervical canal, cervix, and this is vagina. So here, this IUDs are introduced through vagina like this. Okay, yeah. So for this, we cannot, because we have to reach the uterus, and this is not possible by individual. Okay, so we have to go to the doctors or nurses, trained nurses. Okay, so again, what are the major intrauterine devices means? Again, there are different types of IUDs, non-medicated IUDs, copper releasing IUDs, and hormone releasing IUDs. There are different types. Okay, so non-medicated example, Lippes loop, we can say. Lippis loop, we can say. And for copper releasing IUDs, copper T is available, copper 7 is available, multi-load 375. So in this, you can expect matching questions. Hormone releasing IUDs, again, progestasert, and LNG20. Okay, so what is the mechanism behind these IUDs, intrauterine devices? So non-medicated IUDs, they retard sperm motility. So sperm, it should have motility to reach the axillary region. Okay, and again they have spermicidal effect also. Example, Lippis loop. And again, copper releasing IUDs, they releases copper ions. So this copper ions go and interfere with the sperm motility and thereby prevent the fertilization. So what are the examples? As I told, copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375. Okay, and again, hormone releasing IUDs. So they will be releasing hormones which will prevent implantation, which will prevent ovulation also. Okay, so they make the uterus unsuitable for implantation. So this is the mechanism behind different IUDs. Okay, see, for example, copper releasing IUDs, they inhibit sperm motility, inhibits sperm, suppress sperm motility. That is very much important. Hormones, again, they will make uterus unsuitable. So again, you have to be thorough with this. Copper releasing IUDs and non-medicated IUDs, they interfere with the motility of the sperm, and hormone releasing IUDs, they make uterus unsuitable for implantation, even though if the fertilization is happening. What are the examples? Progestasert and LNG20. Okay, clear, dear? 3 methods.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and again, fourth is very much important, oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives, but the government took so much of efforts to follow this method. But again, that is, there are so many difficulties in following these contraceptive methods also, because each and every person's body differs. And again, if we are taking oral contraceptives, that will be fine for few people, few female, and others, it may create some side effects. That is like, even if you are having IUDs also interfere with menstrual cycle also. We'll be having so much of abdominal pain if we are having copper T. If we are fixing copper T, that may give so much of pain during menstrual phase. Okay, and again, bleeding also will be more in some female. Okay, so again, this oral administration, this is like a daily, day-to-day, in day-to-day life, before going to bed, the female should take pills. The female should take pills. Okay, so oral administration of progestogens and estrogens. Sorry, correct only. That is combination, both progesterone and estrogen. So that is simply progesterone, or progesterone and estrogen combination tablets are available. Okay, and again, pills are taken daily for 21 days. So the first pill which was introduced was Mala D. Mala D. So this, that is just before 30 years or 40 years, if you see, each and every person will be knowing about this Mala D, because every half an hour the ad will be popping out. The ad was popping out in TVs. And again, that is after a gap of 7 days, that is 28 days cycle, right? 21 days we have to take, and during menstruation period, no need to take. After that, again, we have to take this. So this will prevent ovulation. This will prevent ovulation and pregnancy. Okay, how progesterone, that is progesterone is needed after fertilization only. Okay, so again, this will prolong the follicular phase, and it does not lead to ovulation. So that is the mechanism behind this oral pills, and that will inhibit ovulation and fertilization, and thereby implantation. Okay, and again, pills are very effective with lesser side effects when compared to IUDs. Yeah, so second one is Saheli. Second one is Saheli. See here, this Saheli again, daily, that is exactly if you are taking, if I'm using Maladi, that is daily pill. And if I'm forgetting to take in between 5 days means that will be useless. Okay. And again, this is Maladi is steroidal. Progesterone is steroid. So this is steroidal drug. And it may cause some side effects. Because of that, Saheli, it is non-steroidal. See, non-steroidal. This is very much important. So again, the Central Drug Research Institute, CDRI in Lucknow, they formulated this Saheli. Saheli means friend. Okay, it is once a week pill. It is once a week pill. So what is the mechanism behind this? So like Maladi, Maladi is preventing ovulation. Ovulation inhibited. Okay, here what is happening means that is this Saheli non-steroidal drug, it will go and interfere with the estrogen receptors. We can say estrogen receptor modulator, and thereby it prevents ovulation, fertilization, and implantation. Okay, so in oral contraceptives, you should remember Maladi, it is daily pills and it is steroidal in nature. And second, Saheli was introduced, formulated by Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. This is non-steroidal and this will interfere with the estrogen receptor. So it is called as estrogen receptor modulator, and thereby it prevents ovulation. So even though estrogen is released, this drug will go and modify the estrogen receptor. That's all. So oral contraceptive, please remember about Maladi and Saheli, that is enough. And fifth type is injectables. So injectables, again, progestogens are again estrogens. Okay, progestogen estrogen complex combination. So like there we are taking orally. Here, like injectables means they are having vials like this, a small tube like vials. Okay, yeah. See here, like example is DMPA, depot metroxyprogesterone. This is one example. And again, there will be 6 needle-like structures. Okay, so in this tube-like structures, this combination, or that is progesterone and estrogen combination, or progesterone alone is getting filled. So these are again automatically getting released. Okay, example for this injectable is Norplant. So first one is Norplant, and again it is having 36 milligram of levonorgestrone. Okay, and again this is having 6 small permeable tubules. Injects, like you can say. And again, this Norplant is very much effective for 5 years. For 5 years. And it is like fan shaped. It is like fan shaped. And they used to inject into the, that is under the skin, they used to inject. And that will release, that is automatically, periodically, it will be released. And one more example I can say is Implanon. Implanon is second example. Norplan is the first example for injectables. And again, this is effective for 3 years. This is effective for 3 years. So among all, if you take, that is the longer duration contraceptive method is this injectables. Okay. And again, nowadays, copper T, even for 10 years, we can use. That was introduced. Okay. And again, this is also, again, this is having 60 milligram of keto desogestrel, and that is active for 3 years. Okay, so again, their mode of action is like that of the same pills. They are effective and prevents the ovulation period. And again, this combination, if we take, that is progesterone or progesterone estrogen combination, and IUDs are used as emergency contraceptives within 2 hours of coitus, like 72 hours, not 2 hours, 72 hours. See, let me explain. That is, these are called as emergency contraceptives. So what do you mean by emergency contraceptives? See, in some rape cases, or else that is unwanted sexual activities are there means, so that is the ejaculation happened inside the female body itself, that may lead to pregnancy means. So after coitus, if we don't want that pregnancy, okay, in that condition, before, that is within 72 hours, this combination of progesterone estrogen combination or progesterone, so if it is administered, that will prevent the fertilization. Okay, so this is called as emergency contraceptive. In this, how you can expect question means, so the time is very much important. So after coitus, within 72 hours, it should be provided to prevent the pregnancy. Got it, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So last method is surgical method. So this we already discussed, and again, this is otherwise called as sterilization. So again, this is irreversible. This is irreversible. See, reversibility is poor. So all other methods what we have discussed till now is reversible methods. But here, even though if we want, we can try to tie whatever the surgery, where the surgery, that is tubectomy or vasectomy happened, we can try to join those areas, but it was not that much successful. So what do you mean by vasectomy? Again, so vasectomy, sterilization procedure in male, where they will cut vas deferens, they will tie. Okay, and again tubectomy, this is sterilization procedure in female. So female fallopian tube, where the fertilization is happening, where the egg is waiting, so they will cut the fallopian tube. They will cut and tie. They will cut and tie the fallopian tube. So here the egg will be waiting in this region. Egg will be waiting, right? So the sperm cannot reach. The sperm cannot reach the egg, and thereby prevent the fertilization process. And here again, one more question you can expect. See here, during vasectomy, where is vas deferens? Again, where is vas deferens? Vas deferens connect epididymis and ejaculatory duct. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So after ejaculatory duct only, the semen is released. So vasectomy produces semen without sperm. Because sperm should be released from epididymis. Am I right? So through vas deferens only, it should reach ejaculatory duct and then to urethra. So here, if you are cutting, means automatically sperm is not included in seminal plasma, but seminal plasma will be ejaculated. So in vasectomy male, the semen will be produced without sperm. So this is very much important question you may expect. Yeah. So again, even though if you are saying there are no side effects, that is depends on the persons. And again, nausea, abdominal pain, as I told, that is IUDs, maximum it produces abdominal pain, and breakthrough bleeding, that is irregular menstrual bleeding will also be there. The amount of blood, usually 20 ml per day, and that should not be exceeded. That is during menstrual cycle. During menstrual cycle, per day 20 ml. 20 ml blood per day will be released. So if you take 4 days or 5 days of bleeding, maximum 100 ml per cycle will be released. But for some persons, those who are following this contraception, automatically this will get exceeded. Okay, and irregular menstrual bleeding will also be there, like the cycle will not be followed, and breast cancer possibilities also there. That's all. So what are the important methods for contraception here? Tell me, what are the important methods for contraception? First one is
Natural.
Yeah, natural or traditional. Natural or traditional. So in that, what are the procedures followed? Again, there are no side effects here. No side effects. And again, here, what are the methods? Lactational amenorrhea, coitus interruptus, and one more is
Periodic abstinence.
Yeah, periodic abstinence. Periodic abstinence days 10 to 17.
17.
Yeah. Second one is barrier methods. So what are the barrier methods available? What are the barrier methods available? Again, tell me.
Condoms. Cervical walls.
Yeah. Walls and cervical caps, you can say. And apart from that, diaphragms. Okay. And third method is, so these two are, again, this is also, there is no side effect in this method. Third method is, what we saw? Oral contraception. IUDs. IUDs. Let us finish IUDs. Intrauterine devices. So intrauterine devices, if you take, what are the three types again? What are the three types?
Copper.
Non-medicated. Yes, non-medicated one, and copper releasing and hormone releasing. Okay, examples are non-medicated, Lippes loop, copper. Yeah, copper is again copper T, copper 7 and 375. Multi-load 375. And hormones again, hormone releasing, progestastat and LNG 20. Okay, and what is the major role of these IUDs? Prevent motility. Prevent motility. And again, here you have to mention about spermicidal agents. What are the spermicidal agents? Lactic acid, citric acid, boric acid, zinc sulfate, and potassium permanganate. Okay. And again, fourth method is pills, oral contraceptive pills. So in pills, again, what is the mechanism? It prevents ovulation. What are the examples? Again, Maladi and Saheli. So here Maladi is steroidal, Saheli is non-steroidal. And fifth one is, what is the fifth type?
Surgical methods.
Yeah, very good. So before that, injection implants, injectables and implants. So example again, Norplants and implant. Okay. And last type, the effective type is again, what is that? Surgical method, sterilization. Okay.